everyone, and welcome back to my channel, and happy holidays, or maybe howlidays if you're a dog. I don't know. That was a bad joke. Anyway, moving on. So, today I'm sharing with you the ink and ink wash, quote-unquote, process for my diary comics, because I do treat the diary comics much differently than I treat my my regular comics. Mainly, my main goal with my diary comics is speed, and it also gives me a chance to cut loose and try a little bit of a more cartoony style. And I also like to just kind of freehand my perspective, just to kind of get a little more practice with it, and just to kind of try new things. Also, I'm using the Nib Gritty pen, which is another one of Ray Frendon's brushes. Like, really, I cannot recommend these enough. I use them religiously. Later on, I'll be using some of his watercolor wash brushes, but we'll talk about that whenever we get there. So I thought I'd talk a little bit about holiday stress because, well, a lot of people suffer from it, yes. And I know artists definitely do, because you could be working a full-time job and still trying to maintain your comics and trying to do holiday things, and it can get really, I guess, overbearing. Even if you're freelancing full-time and running your comic and, running your art as a business, it can still get pretty stressful. I mean, as far as freelancing goes, it's kind of like we don't really get breaks sometimes. So I feel like we really need to give ourselves breaks. I know I kind of went over giving yourself breaks in another video, but I just thought we'd brush up on it here in the holiday season, because when it gets to be the holidays, I think you really should indulge yourself a little bit and let yourself have a break, whether that's to do stuff with family or to pursue some of the hobbies that you've let go during the year because you just haven't had time for them. Like, just go ahead and find something to do that's enjoyable to you, and take a little time for yourself. And I really feel that it definitely helps with the whole mental health thing. Of course, I realize sometimes that is easier said than done, because it is pretty easy to start feeling guilty when you take time for yourself, because you're sitting there thinking, oh, I really should be doing this, or I won't get ahead, and you'll have thoughts like that. And I know I said this before in the other video, and I'll say it again, I really don't have any answers for those guilty feelings, because I still get the guilty feelings too whenever I take a break. But this holiday season, I am taking a small break. I'm still maintaining my comics, but I've decided to give myself a little time with my hobbies extra. And it really has helped me a lot, and I actually feel like I have more energy to draw just from letting myself have a little more time with my hobbies. I know this makes its rounds on Twitter a lot, the idea of the nature of dormancy, and the idea that you need the downtime in order to recharge and to be a more effective artist. And I do kind of believe that to some extent. I really do think you need breaks, and it will really help you. Of course, like I said, it's really hard to let go of the workhorse attitude, especially if you're trying to make a living at art and you're struggling. It is really difficult, but I really do believe that the rewards for it are there. So I'm going to interject here with a little more chat about the comic work specifically. You'll notice that my pencil sketches are pretty loose, and I am going to make a few changes here because my cat Coco isn't quite in the right space, so I'm going to select her and move her on the sketch level, and then, more importantly, I am totally copy and pasting the dollhouse in the background because I just really didn't want to draw it all again, and it just makes more sense to go ahead and trace it if it's the exact same perspective. So, you know, guys, make use of those kinds of shortcuts because they will save you a lot of time, and there ain't no shame in it. So, another quick point I want to make about taking breaks is that if you're worried about taking a week or two here in the holiday season to just let your webcomic go so you can enjoy time with family or other projects, if anyone gives you any grief about it, about going on a mini hiatus or a little vacation, they're not your true fans. Let's be honest, they're probably not. Because most of the people who donate to my Patreon or my Ko-fi, they aren't like that. They like me as a person, I hope, I think, and I believe that they care about me anyway. Oh my gosh, how silly. So back to talking about the art aspect here. I am using Ray Frendon's wash brushes. I believe this one is Wash Buildup MacLeod, and it has a nice little texture with it. I use the washes for the diary comics because it's a lot faster than using tone, and I can be a little messy with it, and it looks fine because we kind of expect watercolor and ink wash to not be perfect. So this about wraps things up for this video. I did want to mention that I'm doing these diary comics. Every time someone donates to my Ko-fi fund, then I will post a diary comic online. And you can donate and get more comics if you like more silly comics from me. Also, I'm still maintaining my main webcomic, findsometimes.rain.genkygirl.com. And you can follow me on all social media. For the most part, I'm at Tsukiono on all of them, and they'll all show up here in a minute. And again, if you like my videos, please subscribe and share them and like these things, and also give me more ideas. I need more ideas for videos. See ya next time. Bye bye.